The Nicene Creed and the Ecumenical Councils, why 2025 matters. The summer of 325 AD, over 300 bishops from across the Roman Empire converged on the city of Nicaea. They were summoned by Emperor Constantine himself, a ruler desperate to heal the fractures threatening his realm. Christianity, once persecuted, was now the empire's spiritual glue, but a fiery debate over the nature of Jesus Christ threatened to shatter it. The question was simple yet explosive: was Christ truly divine, or just the greatest of God's creations? This was the First Council of Nicaea, a clash of titans. On one side stood Arius, a charismatic priest from Alexandria, who argued that Christ was subordinate to the Father, a perfect being, but not eternal. Opposing him was Athanasius, a young deacon with a theologian's mind and a fighter's spirit, who insisted Christ was of one substance with the Father, fully divine, co-eternal, uncreated. The debates raged for weeks, but in the end, the council declared Arius's views heresy. From this furnace of conflict emerged the Nicene Creed, a succinct yet revolutionary statement of faith that still echoes in churches worldwide: true God from true God, begotten not made. But Nicaea was only the beginning. Over the next 150 years, 7 ecumenical councils refined this foundation, each grappling with questions that shaped Christianity's soul. At the Council of Constantinople, 381 AD, bishops affirmed the divinity of the Holy Spirit, completing the Trinity, Father, Son, and Spirit as one God in 3 persons. In 431 AD, the Council of Ephesus confronted Nestorius, who hesitated to call Mary Theotokos, God-bearer. The council declared that Christ's divine and human natures were united in one person, making Mary not just the mother of Jesus' humanity, but of God incarnate. Then came Chalcedon, 451 AD, perhaps the most pivotal of all. Here, the Church faced a new crisis. How could Christ be both divine and human without splitting into 2 beings? The answer was a paradox: one person in 2 natures, without confusion, change, division, or separation. This formula, though dense, became the bedrock of Christian orthodoxy, a mystery to embrace, not a problem to solve. These councils weren't abstract theological exercises. They were battles for the heart of faith, fought in an era of political turmoil, cultural clashes, and existential doubt. The bishops argued in crowded halls, under the shadow of empires, often risking exile or death. Their decisions weren't unanimous; schisms and rebellions followed each council. Yet, through it all, the creed endured. It became a compass for missionaries, martyrs, and mystics, guiding the faith through the collapse of Rome, the rise of Islam, and the fractures of the Reformation. So why does this ancient history matter in 2025? Because it marks the 1700th anniversary of Nicaea. And its legacy is more relevant than ever. We live in an age of fragmentation. Polarization divides nations, families, and even churches. Yet, when Orthodox, Catholic, and Protestant Christians stand together to recite the Nicene Creed, they affirm a shared identity older than nations. Those words, "I believe in one God," transcend time, culture, and denomination. They answer modern anxieties: can faith survive in a secular world? How do we hold mystery in an age of algorithms? The councils teach us that unity isn't uniformity. They didn't erase disagreement, they transformed it. At Nicaea, bishops from Egypt, Syria, Greece, and beyond brought their biases, fears, and cultural baggage. Yet they found a way to articulate a truth bigger than themselves. They modeled a faith that engages both mind and heart, reason and revelation. Today's crises demand the same courage. When AI reshapes what it means to be human, when climate disaster threatens creation, when identity becomes a battlefield, the Creed's answer remains startlingly simple: Jesus Christ. Not a philosophy, but a person. Fully divine, fully human. The one who bridges heaven and earth, then and now. The councils remind us that some truths are worth defending, not with swords, but with words that outlast empires. They show how to wrestle with paradox without despair, to hold tension without breaking. In a world obsessed with quick fixes, the Creed invites us to slow down, to dwell in mystery, to find unity in a story older than modernity itself. As 2025 prepare for a global reckoning. Historians will revisit Nicaea's dusty scrolls. Theologians will debate its relevance to transhumanism or quantum physics. Believers will ask, can a 4th century creed speak to TikTok generations? The answer lies in the flame that has burned for 1,700 years. The creed isn't a relic. It's a living fire. It warms the lonely, illuminates the lost, and refuses to be extinguished by the winds of doubt. In a world yearning for roots, Nicaea's light still guides. It calls us back to the essentials, a faith that is ancient, resilient, and startlingly alive. 17 centuries later, the questions haven't changed. Who is Jesus Christ? What does it mean to be human? How do we live together in a fractured world? The councils whisper back, look to the Creed. Its words, forged in conflict, refined in fire, still hold the power to unite, and to transform.